Hello there everybody, this is Alex from Hardcorian Guides, bringing my guide for Bayonetta on hard difficulty. Today we're doing chapter 12, The Broken Sky. Oh god, already I can't speak. What's up with me today? So, this is an interesting mission. I kind of like it and I kind of don't at the same time. It really depends on what happens and how it goes. So, pretty much this chapter went kind of decently. I did actually have to restart the entire chapter over because I fucked up so bad. And speaking of fucked up, I basically jumped right off the plane like an idiot. So, the thing you need to be careful of the most is watching out for these Wicked Weave attacks. I think Jeanne's the one doing it, which would make the most sense. But I'm not, I actually forgot, to be honest. So, the first thing you want to do is grab the chest in the back, like I grabbed earlier. If you don't have that one already, and if you do, you get rings, so it's still worth it regardless. And you're going to have to fight these guys first. There is a secret area that I did find during this playthrough, and I did do it and I did complete it. So I will show you guys how I completed it, and I will show you where it's at and how to get to it and get out from it. So that was something I noticed on the way over there. I was like, huh, that looks like a place I can jump to. And I was like, wait a minute, there's something glowing back there. And there's actually, you can kind of see the thing glowing even before you even get there. You can see it below the part of the jet. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. So anyway, this first section's not too difficult, really. You just avoid most of the hazards, get to the spot, fight basic enemies. Nothing really too special. There's really no technical boss fight here. The worst part is when you get to like the back of the cargo part, and then you have to fight like a couple of the claw wielding enemies, and then this part coming up pretty soon. And then after that, you have another fight that comes up straight after, and it's really ridiculous. So be careful of the cargo falling back like that. I think you can fall out of the plane, but just be on the safe side and don't do it. So these guys are going to be a couple of twats, and this is when I figured out the technique of doing the charge attack in air actually is pretty effective whenever they spin around. This is when I really was like, okay, this really works out really well. So, again, obviously, you can't get any witch time off these guys. It's a pain in the ass. If you have any yellow, like, stuff, if you can get a yellow lollipop going, I'd say just get it going. I fought these guys, and these guys killed me multiple times in the session before this. And then I was like, alright, fine, we'll just redo this one. And then I just decided just to go balls to the wall, just, you know, whip out a yellow lollipop, and just fuck him up completely. Yeah, it's just, it's an interesting chapter for sure. Sorry, I was protecting somebody. So, basically, I did kind of bitch attack this. I did bitch this fight. I really don't care. I'm not the only one that's used items in their guides before, so I'm not completely alone on this. Again, this is not a complete, like, full pure platinum run. If it was, I would have fucked up a long time ago. And thankfully, I have not. So, don't get pissed at me. Just enjoy the content if you can, and just take it as is. That's really all there is to it. So, of course, if you don't have any lollipops on you, the best thing to do is just to build up any meter. Build up meter and get those torture attacks, because those are the most devastating damage dealing attacks that you can do to these guys. And if need be, jump on the wall and do like another double jump. Do a charge attack in the air and then slam on the ground and hope that you can hit them. It mainly works better on the guys with fire attacks. So, again, if you can get them to, you know, do the fire spin attack, if you can wait for that to happen, then go for that. So, if you can't, well, I mean, if you're too stubborn, you know, to even go use items, then I'd recommend doing that, I guess. As far as I know, you can pretty much go back and grind up. I would think so. So this area is going to be kind of tough because you got these 3 dudes to take care of. I mean, we fought so many before. You guys should be prepared for this by now. So these guys really should be that tough. You have to get witch time on them regardless. A couple of good combos that I would recommend is, I think, the one, like, low sweeping trip attack. I think it's like triangle, 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 circle, circle, circle. I think that's it. I'm not really sure. It's the one where you go into, like, a few hits. And I think it's 3 triangles into a circle, and then you can start tripping them up. It makes them a little bit easier to take care of because they're not really that bad. Also, even if you are invincible, you still cannot attack them while they're on fire. It still will do damage to you regardless. So that's something you have to be very careful of. Whenever you're fighting these guys in witch time, try to go for that last kick attack too. So So always do it after you finish off a full triangle combo, and it will work every single time. I can pretty much guarantee you. Unless it's a technique, which it really shouldn't be a technique. I wouldn't think so. Again, yeah, that attack right there, that's a really good one. Because then you can go straight into a punish attack like this, and then do some somewhat decent damage, but not enough. It's not the best attack, but it definitely works. I mean, it kind of gives you iframes for a little bit. So if you want to save yourself the trouble, kind of, give yourself a breather, then definitely go for the punishing attacks. For sure. So yeah, again, just, which time their ass, break them down. They'll start dropping weapons. Pick it up, use it against them if you have to. Just be wary because enemies in hard mode are actually faster than they were in normal mode, which wasn't something I really thought of until I started watching, I was curious. I was curious as to how Bick did it. I was curious how Bick played the game. Like, I was wondering if he ever used items or not, and he did. So I was like, okay, I'm safe. No one's going to give me bullshit. Or they shouldn't be eligible to give me bullshit about it. So now I'm going back into the shop, of course. You have a perfect time to go buy what you need now, so go ahead and stock up on what you need. And I'm pretty much good on any red hotshots, so we're fine there. I buy a couple of, healing items. I buy, I think, like an invincibility lollipop, which you just saw there. And then I don't think I really equipped it. So I had a couple of these, like, different fragrances, and I thought that maybe they might do something. Which I think they do, but I think it depends on, I think you have to have the weapon for it. You have to have the weapon equipped for it to change, like, the weapon skin. I think that's what it was. And I think I'm stupid for even thinking I could just put it on and just change skin automatically. So, out here, the first thing you want to do, I had a really good run through the first time I did this. When I got to this part, I had a really good run with this. And then, all of a sudden, I had this holy weapon, and I fucked it up. So, immediately drop the holy weapon when you jump out here, and then do a charged triangle attack, and just waste these guys in almost one go. Which was something I didn't do, and I was being stupid with. I didn't think it through the first time. You can tell that if they're below you, you're probably not going to hit them. But if they're at least on the same level, on the same plane that you are, then more than likely you can pretty much hit them. I did get pure platinum regardless, but still I would recommend just dropping the holy weapon just for a little bit, and then just immediately right after do the charge attack. So this is when it's going to get kind of annoying because you have to run through these blades one by one, and you have to use witch time to get through it. So there's a secret mission back here, so just keep your eye out for this. And again, just don't try to power through it. Don't, go Panther mode on it. Just go from one blade to another, wait them out, and then, do witch time again. Unfortunately, I keep getting, the shit knocked out of me. And I almost fucked it up there, and I was like, oh, thank God I made it. The problem is making it back from there. That's the worst part. So just so you guys know, if you want to go ahead and skip ahead of this, if you've already done it, or you just want to skip ahead in like a couple minutes. I don't know how long this part is. I don't remember. I think it's probably like 5 minutes long, maybe less than that. Regardless, we have to fight this asshole again without taking pretty much any damage. You can take damage, but you only have 4 hits to do it. So this was the time when I finally got it down pat. What I would highly recommend doing for this boss fight is getting back as far as you can and baiting out the spider jump. If you can bait out the spider jump, immediately dodge right after and get the attack on the orb. It is a really decent, it's a really good way of taking care of him because most of these attacks that he does, like, the dragon head for one, or even like the serpent snake thing, it causes so much problems because it's so hard to hit because he keeps moving, even in witch time. And the bird is the worst one because you can't get witch time off him regardless. So, now be careful with the spider. It's actually a callback to Devil May Cry with Phantom. So that's pretty much what it is. I did start using some of the Wicked Weave attacks, of course, on these guys. That's just something I prefer. If you want to get out that blade really quick, like I said before, just do back forward triangle. It does some hefty damage. I recommend doing it when you're fighting the spider. Because that way he's on the same level as you are, and you could just easily combo into him. So, or get a, really decently easy hit, too, I think. What was I talking about? Give me a sec, I'm trying to remember. Well, besides the oh yeah, basically just try to fight the spider. Don't worry about this guy right here. Don't worry about the snake thing. It's just a waste of time because he moves so fucking quickly, and he makes the way that Bayonetta works is like, if you're not locking on to something, you're probably gonna have a harder time actually hitting it. And I wasn't locking on because I don't ever lock on in this game unless I need to shoot somebody. I don't feel like there's any need to lock on unless I need to do a stinger or, you know, certain attacks that require me to lock onto things. And the lock-on system just I hate it sometimes, you know, I really do. But oh well. Oh well, that's Bayonetta for you. But anyway, we got the secret mission done. Like I said, try to bait out the spider. Even if he does the fireball, just bait it out, wait for that attack, or wait for the one that you know the best. The spider's the easiest one to dodge in my opinion, so I recommend going for that. I don't think there's anything else back here in the secret mission area. I did get hit because I got bullshitted into it. So what I did there was I did something that you probably really shouldn't do, and that was like run straight through like 2 blades. If you can make it, go ahead and do it. But it seems to me like it's a really tough thing to do because it doesn't seem like witch time lasts long enough to even get you through it. But if I'm not mistaken, I wonder if like maybe the bigger the enemy, the longer the witch time. So maybe if you can get like one of the bigger enemies to attack you, you can probably get more witch time off that, maybe. If possible. So just basically wait for anybody to attack you and get the attack going. Just get the witch time going. It's pretty simplistic for the most part. I did kill off like one of them because I was getting tired of them. You can pretty much kill off almost everybody except for one guy. You can leave one guy around. That way it makes it a little bit easier on you than I was doing. Because I think like once you spawn back, I think everything returns back to normal, I believe. They don't get hit by the blades, unfortunately, which does kind of suck. I mean, it's kind of gay that they do that, though. But that's Bayonetta for you. You know, you got to pretty much do almost everything yourself. And I still love the game for sure. So if you can, try to focus your attacks on getting the trumpet guy killed off first. That way you can get these, you know, nice little pop shots off of him. Right there was something I don't really recommend doing, but I mean, if you need the money or if you want the money, go for it for sure. You guys can you guys don't have to worry about it if you don't want to. But I did. I would recommend trying to bait these guys out far out here as you can. And did I just see something? Did I just see a bird? I think I did. Was it like actually up there? Did you guys see a cage too? Like right above this area? I could have sworn that I seen it too. I don't know. I'll have to go back one day and like check on that because I'm sure there's one up there. I'm positive of it. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look again. So anyway, that takes care of that. Now we gotta go fight Jeanne once again. Oh lord. So it was Jeanne doing the wicked weave attacks, of course. Now again, you can't get any like witch time off her unless she does wicked weave attacks. She has 2 phases with this fight. She has her first phase, which is her normal attacks. So by now you should be pretty much used to what she does. Just do what you do with the claw guy, what I recommend doing with the claw guys, and just, you know, dodge hit, dodge hit, dodge hit. Just dodge, get like 1-2 hits in, and then dodge again. Or wait until she, you know, counters you, and then just immediately dodge right after. Just try to, you know, time your dodges the best you can, because that's really what Jeanne is. It's just, you dodge, get a couple hits in, and then you're pretty much good to go. And then, if you can, build up magic and do a wicked weave attack, an instant wicked weave attack. Also, one attack that's pretty good is I think it's triangle, triangle, circle, circle. I think it's the one where you punch a couple times and then you slam the ground and then you do like a vertical kick, or you do a vertical kick down and then you do a horizontal kick straight forward. And that one's pretty good on her, especially. I think so, because after you stomped her on the ground, she jumps backward, and then she gives you room to like do another kick again. It's kind of unsafe, but it's something that I think that kind of works if you can get it off just in the right time. So this part of the fight's kind of easier because now she's on a motorcycle. She's a lot more predictable in this part of the fight. She really, really is. So even if you barely even dodge her motorcycle, you still get witch time off it, and I like that a lot. Of course, I was running out of health, and I needed more, so I had to go make a couple concoctions myself, make up a nice green lollipop, and then use that herb to my advantage. And that was pretty much it. So, yeah, I kind of bitched it a little bit, healed up. That one's easy to dodge. She goes from like one side to the other. She's not really that tough with this. You don't get witch time off it, unfortunately. Which you think you would, but you really don't, and it sucks. It's not fucking Fury in here. Didn't Fury do that, though? Like, didn't you get, like, some kind of, like, witch time ability in that game, too? Kind of like with Transformers, where they use it as well. Well, then again, Transformers Devastation was made by the same people that made this, so I mean, it's all fair, you know. But I think Fury did the same thing. That was a tough game. I like that game a lot. I just haven't actually gone through on the hardest difficulty yet. I've been so busy with trying to beat Master Ninja mode. I'm currently doing pretty good right now. I'm getting like near the end of the game. I'm on chapter 18 as of right now, and I'm at the core part of it where I haven't actually climbed the tower. I think I've just finished the 4 bullshit sections of it, so I don't know. There's like 4 rooms you have to go through, and I think I've done it so far. I gotta go fight the Demon King and then the 2 Alma, you know, counterparts. So that's it for me. By the way, I thought that Alma 1 was harder than Alma 2. I was wrong. I think Alma 2 is a little bit harder, but there is a certain cheese I found to her. So whenever I get to the guide, I'll tell you guys about it. It's not really much of a cheese, but it works. So anyway, I go full invincibility mode on her. She does, you know, get off her motorcycle, obviously, and I'm just gonna tear her down like nothing. So that's kind of a bitch attack there, but she's relatively easier. Again, just time your dodges. Just wait for her to attack and then dodge. If you feel like you are unsafe or you feel like you can't do anything to her, just wait for her to just keep dodging, wait for that Wicked Weave attack, get the Witch Time, and then just pound her ass. That's my biggest tip. There's nothing more I can tell you about that. Jeanne is just Jeanne. There's nothing really to her at all. She used to be scary, but then after you fight her like 10 million fucking times, you've pretty much got her down. Now, whenever we get to Non-Stop Climax, if we ever make it there, I don't think I'm ever going to do a guide. I don't know yet. It really depends. I'm saying it right now, I'm not sure. Okay? So, episode, whatever this is, 13, 14, whichever one it is, I think 13. I'm saying right now, I don't think I'm probably going to be able to do Non-Stop Climax on this channel. It seems like it's way too difficult, but I don't know. I haven't exactly learned it yet. That's the problem. I have to get good at the game and learn the best I can. So this part is pretty much really gay. I really hate this. I really hate this. Because they trap you in this area where the water rises and it's electrocuted. So you have to basically, you know, fend for your life alongside fighting enemies. And I think it's just stupid. I think it's a stupid, like, bullshit, you know, trap that they lay on you. But luckily they give you time to actually fight the enemies. But still, like, it feels like it's really hectic, I think. And I wonder what Non-Stop Climax is going to be like with this fight, because you can't get Witch Time, so you can't slow down the water from attacking you. And that, to me, is a problem. That's a huge problem. So right here, we only have, like, one guy. He's not too tough. I mean, we fought this one millions of times. I really have no idea what the hell hit me. I'm not really sure about that. So now we gotta go fight these Stingray guys. Again, since now we're in a room that's a little bit more narrow, I feel like they're a little bit easier to take care of. Because now I can do, like, you know, this sword slam attack and still probably hit something. Same thing with my boot right there. You can see, like, I think I actually got a damage on there. I did lose out on the holy weapon. I wouldn't recommend picking it up. It's kind of just pointless. Just carry on. There's no need for it. If you feel safe with it, go ahead. Do what you want, but I personally don't think it's a good idea. For guys like this, even the chainsaw fucking sucks. And I know I said in like a previous part it was a good idea to grab it. It's a really good weapon, which it can be. It really can be, but depending on the room at which you're at, it's either good or bad. I mean, if you're in an area like this where it's a little bit more narrow and you can take these guys out just, you know, really easily, then it's okay. But there's areas where they're open and the chainsaw, I just feel like just does shit. So now, as much as I don't recommend having these guys attack, you know, your younger self, you could probably use it as bait in a way to kind of get them to, you know, stay away from you. So that way you can get some attacks in, get some combos in, or just, you know, attack them from behind. Now, again, as morally wrong as it is, it's still you that they're attacking in a way. So, I mean, I guess it's okay, but again, luckily we only have to fight like one of these guys at a time, so it's not too troublesome. But if you really needed it, if you really needed the bait, then you can always use it as bait. Again, as morally wrong as it is, it's an idea that works. It's just a video game, you know. It's just a video game. She's not really getting hurt herself. It's more of like it's hurting the shield, I'm sure. So she's got a shield protecting herself. I don't think she's really getting hurt herself. I think it's just the amount of shield health that she has. I've never actually broken the shield on her before. So once you get to this part, avoid the enemies as best as you can and run straight to the top. Run straight to the door and just don't look back. Run straight to the door, wait for the enemies to spawn back to you, drop off your younger self, and then just, I forget her name. Like your actual, like Bayonetta's actual name. I forget what it was. I know, I'm so stupid. Like, you know, I'm trying to be like a hardcore Bayonetta fan, but I can't even do that, right? No, I mean, I'm a fan of the game for sure, but I'm not a hardcore fan by any means. I really love what they do with it. You know, I really like the mechanics, and I think it's a really well polished game. And so is Bayonetta 2. Bayonetta 2 and 1 are both really well polished, but then again, Bayonetta 2 is more of like, it's more of the same that you've done before in Bayonetta, just more hectic and, you know, a lot more things to do, I feel like. They definitely went deeper with it, I believe. So this part sucks major ass, and it's just really troublesome. One thing you could do that I don't really do, and I think would probably work, is try to get as far away from the guys as you can. Go to like a corner and charge up your sword, and then just launch it when they get close. That might help you out. If anything, just do the typical witch time, you know, get that off them, and then get these attacks, because these guys are just complete assholes. The back forward triangle attack definitely works wonder for this. So if you wanted to build up meter, then go ahead and do it, and just do a back forward triangle, because it pretty much automatically targets where the enemy's at, for the most part, if they're really nearby. Like right there. If they're like real nearby you, it basically just home attacks and just wastes these guys. So that's a good attack to do. I can't express how good that attack is any more than what it is, because it's a great fucking technique. Recommend you buy it if you don't already have it, you know, in her normal techniques. I'm not really sure. But anyway, that's the end of chapter 12, and I will see you guys in the next chapter. So I did get a stone for this, because just so you know, even though it does blur out, you can still see it. Anyway, take care, everybody.